My wife loves feta cheese. Me, not so much, but in a crisis, it's not going to be a good time for her to run out. So we're taking care of that right now. Hi, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Kylene, and we're the Provident Preppers. Okay, so one of the things that I love about having my freeze dryer is that I'm able to preserve food that normally I wouldn't be able to. And cheese is one of those things. So I seriously love feta cheese on my salads, and it makes me really happy. And so Costco had these on one of their big coupon or their big sales. And so I bought quite a few of them when they went on sale. And I put them in the freezer. So now these are frozen, and we are going to try and open them and see if we can spread them out on the tray. But by freeze drying this cheese, it should be good for quite a long time. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I just froze it in the containers, right? And look how easy it is crumbling. So I think that's actually, I'm shooting across the room.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually a really good way to do it, because that way I was able to just bring it home from the store and pop it in the freezer. And the sale was actually a couple months ago, so it's been able to be in the freezer for that period of time. And that's good. It's looking great. I think that one of these containers will be just perfect for one of the large freeze dryer trays. Okay, so we've got all the cheese broken up on here, and it really did. One of these containers was perfect for the large freeze dryer tray. Jonathan recommended us breaking up the feta cheese with a mallet so that we wouldn't have these big chunks in here, not realizing that that's part of the good part of the texture of the feta cheese. So we didn't let him get any tools out at all. But we're gonna go put this in the freeze dryer, and I don't anticipate it taking very long. Usually when we've done cheese, frozen cheese, it'll take less than 24 hours. So let's go put it in and see how well it does.
Here's our feta cheese out of the freeze dryer. It took just a couple of hours, less than a day, so it didn't take very long, and it's looking good.
Okay, so Jonathan put all the feta cheese in here because it'll be easier to put in the bags, and he refuses to taste this because he doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's okay. More for her.
But that's actually really good. It's got the flavors really intensified. I think I would put it just like this on my salad because I really like to have some crunchy things on my salad. Okay, so we're gonna put just a little bit of feta cheese in here and put a little bit of water. We don't want it to have too much water because cheese works really well if it doesn't have too much water when it's reconstituted. Just put the lid on. Now this, what I would do with this, I'm gonna watch it and see. I don't want any extra water at the bottom, but I'm just gonna watch and see if this will go ahead and reconstitute, and then we'll compare it to regular feta cheese. So we'll just put that a little bit away. Now, for the feta cheese, I wanna put it in smaller bags. And the reason I want it in smaller bags is because we don't use very much of it at a time. And I don't wanna open a big bag and have any of it go bad. Once you open cheese or meat that's been freeze dried, you can't store it on the shelf. You've got to store it under refrigeration, so it makes sense to use smaller packaging. And as always, we want to add an oxygen absorber. Any freeze dried food, we definitely want an oxygen absorber. And if you look at this, it really did turn out really dry, so I don't have to worry about there being moisture in that. Seal looks good. I'm going to label it freeze-dried feta cheese 2021. And like John said, he doesn't care about this at all. But I love my cheese. In fact, he'd rather it wasn't in our storage. But this makes me really happy because there's so much that I can do with feta cheese, whether it's salads or soups. It's fantastic. When I make my eggs and vegetables, sprinkle some of that on it, or putting it in a quiche. There's so many different ways that you can use feta cheese. And one of the things that I like about it is it's really a strong flavor, so it takes less cheese to flavor something. Of course, I don't ever use it in anything John eats, so it's all for me.
Yeah, all for her.
Okay, so this has been in here for maybe 10 minutes. This is the reconstituted freeze-dried feta cheese, and this is the fresh feta cheese. So when we compare both of them, very, very similar. Just a little bit different. This one kind of looks a little mushier on the outside. Okay, it needed to rehydrate just a little bit longer, but that's really, it's just so good. And compared to the fresh cheese, the flavor's the same. This one, like I said, it was still a little bit powdery, and the outside, instead of the texture being the same all the way through the piece of cheese, it's just a little bit different. But overall, in a salad or in a soup or anything like that, I don't really think you could tell the difference. You want to try some, honey?
Oh, thanks.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Thank you. Thank you. So as it turns out, we ended up with 5 full bags and then a partial bag. So basically one of these tubs of feta cheese is going to produce about a bag, maybe just a little bit more than 1 bag of freeze-dried feta cheese.
Okay, I am totally excited because now it's shelf stable, right? And I don't have to worry about that. And quite frankly, I'm impressed with the taste test. So the next time this goes on sale really cheap, you can bet I'll be doing more feta cheese.
Some for me?
Oh, you want some?
No. Thanks, but no.
So, what for the question of the day? What is your favorite recipe that uses feta cheese? Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.